was good.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. We're so glad you guys are joining us today. I am Jamie Weiland. This is Dr. Sarah Vivona,
Hello.
and we are from Integrative Health and Wellness right here in Greensburg. And for those of you who don't know, we're located right by the mall. And you guys, you and Dr. Colin are really not just chiropractors. I mean, the way you guys treat people and everything, it's more like you guys are the PCPs of natural health.
Yeah, that's how I define myself.
I mean, it's just, it's so weird to me just because a lot of us, I go to you guys for everything. I bring my kids here for everything. I didn't even realize chiropractors could do as much as you guys do.
Yeah, I mean, it takes extra education. In school, at least the school we went to, which is great, it's full of science and all that fun stuff, but we are generally taught like the adjustments and kind of more like PT type of treatments, and then everything else which is extra education and from different schoolings that we sought.
Super cool, because we actually because of that, have a lot of chiropractors that come here to see you guys.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to go and do all of the extra schooling.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love when the chiropractors come in like, oh, so, it's just super cool that there's such a partnership there with you guys and so many.
Like to each their own, Sometimes we have patients that we think might work well with their type of treatments too, so we send them there.
So tonight we get to talk about like cleansing, detoxing, what was the other one? Detox, cleanse, fasting. Of course, I don't want to know about that one, right?
That's why you forgot it.
Okay, so let's just dive right into this because it's a new year. We're all trying to, well, most of us at least, are trying to get healthy to undo the garbage that we ate over the Christmas holidays.
Yeah.
So to reset our bodies, is a cleanse or a detox, is that the best option for us to get back on track?
I would say yes. I'd say yes. It would be the fastest and easiest way to kind of get back on track, especially this time of year because everyone's into their New Year resolutions and they're more mentally on it to be like, I'm going to commit to however long to do this cleanse or detox or fast. It's more likely you're going to stick to it. And it is a simple, easy way to definitely rid your body of garbage and crap that you've accumulated throughout the whole year.
So you and Dr. Colin, you guys do a cleanse more than every New Year's.
Right, we tend to do one 2 times a year. We do the standard process 21-day purification program, usually around now, and also in summer when everything's fresh and available. And we usually do it just for health. We feel our best that way, and it does kind of make us go back to a really kind of clean kind of eating. Because even if we don't necessarily eat horrible, life happens and things kind of, you add some things in that you might be a little more processed than you'd like them to be, and it can be very hard to get them out without having that it's not allowed for this short period of time, and then by the end of it you don't necessarily want those things again.
Okay, so what is the difference between a cleanse and a detox?
Nothing. Cleanse detoxifies you. I think it'd be more the name, really. You can call the 21-day cleanse. We're doing a detox too. Detoxification is just kind of removing chemicals and metals and anything else, infections, anything goes along with infections from inside your body to outside your body. And there's just various ways you could do that. Cleanses, such as we do, are one way. You could fast is another way, which I think we have a question on in the future. That way I'm not just rambling on for minutes and minutes.
Right. So a cleanse. So let's get
structure this
so
for me.
Let's get back on that. Okay, so a cleanse, yes, you should do it. How often you feel you should do it? Like twice a year?
Yeah, I'd say at least once a year for sure. Everyone needs to do a cleanse. It's up to you and your life what kind of cleanse you're going to do. I usually find that the longer one, the 21 days, is the minimum I would feel, actually like visibly feel benefits. And it also tends to be 21 days is the amount of time you develop new habits. So this type of eating will become more of a habit after 21 days. Standard Process did just introduce that 10-day one that you're doing. And that's great if you already eat pretty well and just kind of want to reboot. Or if you're fresh, you're the baby to just eating healthy in general, it could be a more manageable short term. Well, that's a week, a little longer than a week, I can do that.
Right. That's exactly how I felt too. I just thought I could do anything for 10 days. It's just 10 days. I feel like the nice thing is if I stick with it, then maybe I can go into the 21 day then.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of setting myself up to better eating. I mean, anything has got to be better than nothing.
Right, exactly.
So,
and that's the idea with the timeline. I have some patients where they just know they're not going to commit to maybe even a 10-day thing, and I'll be like, can you do a day? Just a day of eating as much vegetables as you can, or fasting, which again we'll get into more, or 3 days, or whatever it is. Just what can you do? The longer the better. But again, anything is better than nothing.
One of the things that you say in your one video is, and I really, this sticks with me. I mean, I listen to our videos all day because they're playing in our foyer. Okay, so if you guys ever miss our videos and want to see them here live, you're more than welcome to come to our foyer
and just sit there
and just hang out and watch them. Right?
We only have so many chairs.
But you say a little bit of cake will do a little bit of damage.
Yes.
And so before working here, I mean, I'm an all or nothing kind of gal, but I would always fall into well, if I'm going to screw up on this meal, I might as well just screw up all day and start tomorrow. And everyone would always laugh at me, right? Because they'd say, oh, every day is day one.
Right.
But you guys do not do that. You specifically always talk to me. And, it has worked. I don't even think you know this yet. But I keep hearing you in my head, and I'll say, okay, well, if I screw up on one meal, it's just not an all-out pass to keep doing that.
Yeah.
Because you're always like, just if you can just do a little bit is better than nothing.
Yeah.
And I have found it's just easier for me to do that, because you guys screw up.
Yeah, everyone does.
And I absolutely love that about the both of you, that there's just such a grace there with the food stuff.
I'm glad.
Yes.
It can be tough sometimes.
Yes, I love it. And then, okay, so we do a cleanse. We should be doing a cleanse. How you're saying, okay, 21 days is ideal.
Right.
But if you're like me and just want to try something out, I mean, at least just try something. Just try it, right?
Right.
And so what about this? Keep hearing so much about the fasting, especially people on the keto diet right now. They're all intermittent fasting is a good thing.
Right.
So should we be fasting?
Yes. That is, I want to say it's our natural state, but we are designed to excel with fasting. We really haven't evolved from the time when we were relying on our hunting skills or our gathering skills to supply us with food. And when that happens, there'll be times when you don't get anything when you hunt, or you can't find anything, or you didn't grow enough food, or whatever it is. And we had to go periods of time without food. And our bodies are designed to have that period of time without food and then use that for its benefit. And fasting really, it puts you in the ketosis state, basically, where you're using your fat cells for energy. And fat is our preferred fuel. It's efficient. It doesn't spike blood sugars, so you're not going to get heart attacks or strokes or diabetes or anything like that. And fat is the only thing cancer cells can't eat.
I did not know that.
Cancer cells, the only thing they can eat is sugar. Doesn't really matter what form of sugar. Broccoli has more fiber, so it will break down slower, so you'll have less of that fast shoot of blood sugar, so there's less in the blood that the cancer could eat. But any sugar source feeds cancer cells. That's the only thing they can eat. And so if you have cancer or want to prevent it, the one thing you yourself could do would be limit what the cancer can eat to grow. And so fasting is an excellent way to kind of jumpstart the fat metabolism, because if you're not feeding yourself sugar, your body's going to be forced to burn something for energy. And so you will really quickly, within a day or two most likely, get into that fat metabolism. And then you're training your body, oh, we want to run on this. And they've done studies on like cancer where they found like 7-day fast really has beneficial effects on like the size of the tumors, the shrinking, staying away, things like that. So it's the easiest treatment in the world, but also the hardest thing
To not eat.
to not eat.
I gotta know then, after saying all of that, do you think that breakfast is the most important meal of the day?
It depends on everyone. Your health, what you've got going on. Everyone's different on whether they feel good at not eating breakfast, to eating breakfast. And even people that don't feel good at eating breakfast now, they might change. Like, your body's not the same. It's going to change throughout your life. It's going to change day to day. And what you eat now will not work for you 4 months from now. Like, it needs to evolve, it needs to change. So I'm always a big promoter of just constantly changing your diet, constantly radically changing it, so that your body's always like, whoa, what's happening, type of thing. Because I find even people that are doing really well in treatments, things kind of start to get sluggish and kind of if they stay on, even if the diet's perfect, for too long, because they're missing things. Our food nowadays doesn't have everything it needs. So
You guys always talk, it's like the craziest thing to me, and you're gonna laugh when I say this, because you're gonna go, why would you think that's so crazy? Because you guys always talk about eating according to the seasons and what's available and how our bodies adapt to the environment, which is so funny, because now that we have grocery stores, I just always think everything's available. What do you mean?
yeah,
But it totally makes sense. Our society has changed. It's not really us.
yeah, exactly.
So
We
it's
have too
just,
much food now.
and like everything is just so convenient.
Exactly.
So is there a bad way to cleanse?
Yeah. I usually don't find much benefit with like the maple syrup, lemon, whatever that one is.
I didn't even know there was a
Yeah,
maple
there's
syrup
something
one.
where you just drink
Like apple cider vinegar.
something. Well, that can be good for you. But, or if you do like juice fasts or smoothie fasts that are just full of sugar. If you
Oh.
look at juices nowadays, even if you get it from like a juice restaurant that's freshly made in front of your face, a lot of them have lots of fruit in them, and so they have lots of sugar. And that's kind of like not worth it if you're going to do it that way. You can do juice fasts correctly, where you're just having juices that are pretty much just vegetables, and that way you're not getting sugar but also getting all the vitamins and minerals to help detoxify you.
So I'm getting back to this intermittent fasting.
Yep.
You are telling me pretty much I need to come in here to figure out how often I should be fasting or when I should be fasting. Like, how would I know what is the best time for me? Because you said everyone's different, and I
Right.
agree with that. So like, I personally don't get hungry till like 11:30
Mhm.
on the dot. 11:30 every day that I'm here, I'm starving.
Mhm.
But I haven't eaten since the night before. Where my mom, she wakes up shaking because she's gone so long without food. So obviously she needs to eat.
Right.
I don't think I do.
It depends. Partly you could probably figure it out on your own with how you feel, where you feel hungry. There's all different types of fasting. There's the intermittent, where you only eat in certain many hours a day, and you're fasting for the rest. Then there's complete fasting, where you're doing like just water, or you're doing like a bone broth type of fast. And then like people like your mom, the problem would be more with, I would guess, like blood sugar handling, in which you would have to address that first before she would feel good doing your type of fasting. Where unless she has complete diabetes, a lot of times complete fasting could be the quickest way for her to get through that blood sugar handling problem. But she would most likely feel awful while her body transitions from like sugar burning to fat burning. And that's why sometimes people, if they come across as really impatient, I'll like pose that to them, like, you can fast for 3 days. You will feel awful for probably a day or two, but at the end of that, you will be completely over that, or we can continue working on the organ bit by bit and then get there slower, but without any unpleasant feelings.
Okay, so we the ones that we offer here that we most recommend, like if somebody were to come in as patients, would be the 20. So far has been the 21 day.
Yeah, that's really the only one that we recommend. It's the only one that I've ever done. I haven't done the 10-day one. I've looked at it since you got it. I think it's pretty new. Like I think it's just out, and you get more benefit from the 21 day.
And the shake's a lot better.
Yeah, it tastes better.
Saying.
And it's looking like her 10-day one is just like a shake thing you would do 1 to 3 times a day, and then the 21-day one, you get a shake plus 3 various supplements. 2 are for cleansing and 1 is a fiber. And looking like her shake is like the protein plus some of the cleansing stuff, but not all of it. So like you will detox somewhat, but the 21 day is definitely more targeted for you will detox.
And just so like people understand, so with both of these, you get books, to explain. Yours is a lot more detailed than mine. Kate, I love the shake too. Your shakes are so good. And we sell those protein shakes. Like, you don't have to be on the cleanse to do that protein shake.
Yeah.
There's actually like 2 kinds here that we sell. It's like a vegan one. Isn't that vegan? That's the Veggie Complete.
Yeah, I think it might be vegan.
And then another one, and you guys actually will test people to see which one their body wants, not just which one they taste prefer.
Right.
But what their bodies want, which one.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. So that's always available for anybody, because I know this is the first time I've done a cleanse or detox, and I've taken our shakes as breakfast replacements, because I've had to take supplements with food, and since I don't eat breakfast, I just throw it in water. It's really good just with water.
Yeah, it is.
Like, you don't have to add a banana and just fruits to mess it all up. Like, I think it's really good. But your cleanse, like, you guys go through, I know for the people who have never done a cleanse or have no idea what it's about, like, just give us an idea of like what you do.
So if you want a really more in-depth video, there are 3-ish videos on this on our YouTube and Facebook that go into overall my story and then like the supplements. So if you want to know more in depth about them in particular. But for the 21, which is the one, if you're gonna cleanse, for me, I'm kind of like, if you're gonna do it, just do it right. Basically, of course, if you're at that point.
She's like, back up. I love it. I didn't even, and I'm just so you know, like, I didn't even converse with you guys about this 10-day cleanse pretty much.
She just ordered it.
I just ordered it.
Like, we hope it tests well for you.
We just ordered it. One of the patients came in, and she is the one who found it, suggested it, and I was like, 10 days? I can do 10 days. I'll do 10 days with you. So I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it with her. I'm moral support. Moral support. But it is getting me to eat more vegetables. It does seem like yours is easier. I have to be honest here, because Mine wants me to measure out foods, in food groups.
Mhm.
And it looks like you guys get to eat whatever you want of certain foods.
Right, really, the 21 days is you're just eliminating any allergen, whether you have it or not. So you're eliminating dairy, you're eliminating grains, you're eliminating eggs, you're eliminating nuts. And then for 10-ish to 12 days, you're also eliminating meat, basically. And the first 10 to 12-ish days, you are eating vegetables. That's what you're eating. You can have quinoa if you want it, and lentils, I believe. And then your protein's coming from your shake, basically. So
How many shakes a day?
at least one. If you feel like you need more protein, and that would be like if you're hungry all the time or you exercise a lot, you can do 2 to 3 shakes a day. And you can do them in water if you want, or you can make them into smoothies. It doesn't really matter how you take it. Just take it.
So can you eat it with a banana?
You could. That's where you get into sugar. In this cleanse, you'll see in the book where fruit is allowed. They'll put stars next to the fruit that have more sugar, and with a little note saying if you want to lose weight or something like that, watch sugar. And so I'll definitely eat a little more fruit during my cleanse than I would normally, mainly in like berries and stuff in my shake. But you're trying to cleanse, and so you're trying to get more of like the vitamins and minerals from vegetables. And so I'd rather you have more room for vegetables than just pigging out on bananas all day.
I'm just saying, that shake with the banana, it tastes like a Frosty.
Yeah.
It's so good.
No, I've done that, but I like make it a third of a banana is what I'll do, and I'll even put in like, little sunflower butter, because that kind of tastes like, and that's technically allowed.
Well, we know what I'll be ordering on Friday.
Yeah, and then if you're not on the
Sounds
cleanse,
wonderful.
almond butter, peanut butter, cashew butter is great in there. Tip.
Whip it up, throw it in
Whip
there.
it up. Yes, and then the last 10-ish days, you can add in meat again. They prefer it if it's as healthy as you can get it, so grass-fed, organic, free range, all of that. You're trying not to implement like inflamed meat into your body, because then that kind of defeats the purpose. But like if animals eat grains, they're inflamed, and then you eat it and then you become inflamed. And so generally, like even if it's expensive for you, the cleanse is a good time to just make sure you're buying all organic.
So, and let's just clarify. If I couldn't afford organic food and ate well, just did not eat organically, could I not, and I'm not saying this is a substitute, but could I not do the cleanse more often to help get rid of those pesticides? And
Yeah, I guess you could.
I don't know why
I
you
mean, the
wouldn't
cleanse
want to,
itself, I wouldn't say it's extremely expensive, but it's not like pocket change either. Like the protein, I think, is like 68, and so that's where you get into. I mean, we could do the cleanse 3 or 4 times a year, but
right, but you're gonna pay for it.
It might be the same cost as an organic steak. I'd rather primarily the most protein you get would be from the meat sources that are easily organic. So that's a lot of like whole chickens are pretty cheap. Eggs, you can get good quality eggs, are pretty cheap, and then occasionally doing like the grass-fed steaks or whatever.
Okay, so I think that's about it. Our time is up. If you guys have any questions, you can just give us a message. You can DM us, no problem. And I do want to let everybody who's watching know that the other doctor that I'm not with, Dr. Colin tonight, he's actually out in our foyer teaching a class. It's a free class for absolutely anybody, and it just is a detailed explanation of what you guys do, how you do it, and then scientifically why it works. You guys even do demonstrations during this class to show people how this works. I've watched it 3 times from both of you, right? Like, it's the same class taught by both, but I got something different from all 3 times. And I'm sure if I watched it a 4th, I would totally get more out of it. So I just want to encourage you guys, any newbies out there, if you have not been here yet,
Come to the class.
come to the class. You actually get a huge 50% discount off of your initial exam and consult here. It's just amazing that that's even offered, because the doctors get nothing for that, for you guys coming. They're just trying to encourage you guys to learn more about what they're doing, because it's so untraditional.
Yeah.
It's why it works.
Yeah, we stay 2 hours later for you.
Yes. So take advantage of them as much as you can before they get so busy that it's just not offered, right? Or before they're so busy I'm teaching it, because you want to be here when they are teaching it. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and shoot us a DM, and we would love anybody to share this if you think that your friends would enjoy it. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.